And we've got some breaking news coming in now. Sources in India's Civil Aviation Ministry are telling India today more about the evacuation plan of over 16,000 Indians there. Via Romania, via Slovakia, via Poland and Hungary, the evacuation plan will be on in the absence of an air bubble. Arrangements with these countries that share land borders with Ukraine, depending on the demand from the External Affairs Ministry, is being carried out. Charter flights could be mounted from these other countries, Slovakia and others, and they may be taken up with embassies in those countries for necessary clearance for landing of flights. I want to put out that map. Let's get our producers to put out the map of all the countries. We've got graphics of a map. I want to show that map. I need that map on air right now on priority, showing the countries through which land borders are shared with Ukraine, from which the evacuation could perhaps take place. India Today's Poulomi Saha with me live. Poulomi, airports shut in Ukraine, many of them destroyed. Land borders, the only way out for 16,000 Indians. The External Affairs Ministry, Civil Aviation Ministry, coordinating with all these countries for a possible air bridge with multiple countries, Slovakia, Poland, Hungary, Romania, to bring Indians out.
That's right. Remember, Shiv, yesterday when Foreign Secretary Harsh Shringla, in fact, briefed the media late at night, he did mention that we're in touch with these countries and their governments in order to be able to facilitate the entry of Indian nationals from Ukraine into their countries and then possibly mount an evacuation plan from there on. So these are those countries that share the western border with Ukraine. We do know that Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar spoke with the foreign ministers of Slovakia, Hungary and Romania last night itself. So right now the Ministry of Civil Aviation is basically in touch with the Ministry of External Affairs, because it's the MEA which will have to seek clearances via their embassies from these governments in order to be able to land flights in their country. We can mount charters in the absence of any air bubbles. We do not have air bubbles with Romania, Slovakia, Poland and Hungary at present. So we need special permission to land flights in these countries. So that is something that the MEA will facilitate via our embassies on ground over there. So it could be charters, or then of course, as Foreign Secretary Harsh Shringla also mentioned, the possibility of in fact bringing the Indian Air Force into action is also there. So we need those landing clearances, which we are working on at the moment.
And any idea when this is going to kick into action, Poulomi? Is it going to start today itself?
Not right away, Shiv, because we're working on getting our Indian nationals obviously to the border, to the western border. Remember yesterday in the advisories that we sent out, we basically asked them to stay if they're in a secure place already, just stay over there. But if they're in transit and if they're moving towards Kiev, to move back towards the western border and reach there. Our diplomats have reached these countries as well, mostly those who are Russian speaking. They are there, they're working with the governments on the ground in order to first facilitate the entry of Indian nationals from Ukraine, evacuate them from Ukraine into these countries, and then of course the possibility of evacuating them via flights kicks in.
Thanks very much. The land evacuation plan is in force right now. Stranded Indians, as you can see in some of these pictures, in their hostels, in their institutions, are waiting to come back. India had issued multiple advisories, for them to leave Ukraine. They're stranded at this time, and the Indian government will do everything it possibly can to bring them back as quickly as possible. It is the government's duty to help them, and the government will be doing that as quickly as possible to bring them back. There have been some protests, there have been some there has been some discontent and heartburn as well, but advisories have been issued, and now the entire Indian rescue machinery is out in full force to bring those back. So